Hello, growers. Want to boost your sales, reach new customers, and streamline your sales process, all from your home office? Ready Farmer 1, my book, is your ultimate guide to making it happen. Imagine increasing your farm's revenue without ever spending a Saturday at the farmer's market. The book will show you how to create, design, and market an online farm store, learn from real farmers sharing real stories about how they move their stores online, freeing up their weekends and increasing their sales. Get my book, Ready Farmer 1, on Amazon and transform your farm business today. We'll say I own a forest. I have some land.
Yeah.
There's mushroom forming fungi. There's trees that'll form relationships with those.
Yeah.
I wanted to get some porcini, chanterelles going in there so I can harvest them. Yet whatever's out there is out there. It's wild. Like you said, hey, it's a battle
Right.
zone.
Right.
What would be my odds of success of inoculating that forest that I have with
Yeah.
those?
If that forest already has chanterelles in it and the porcini and stuff like that, you can just plant the trees that are associated with them out there. There's plenty of mycorrhizae in the soil already. You don't have to do anything to it. Eventually, the mycelium would have a good chance of moving onto the roots of your compatible trees. If you had a pine forest and all you had was swillis out there and you didn't like to eat all the swillis species, the slippery jacks that are there, and you wanted some porcini, your odds of inoculating it with porcini are small because the trees that are already there, the roots are already pretty much covered with the host mushrooms that are there. A new plant that you planted out, unless you had already inoculated it with the mycelium of the chosen mushroom that you want, as soon as you plant it out there, the mycelium in the soil is going to be competing against the other mycelium in the soil and jumping onto those young roots relatively fast. And then once those roots are covered, it might be more difficult to introduce another species of mushroom in there to outcompete the local species that are there. So that might be difficult. But you can if you want to grow a truffle forest, you can grow a truffle forest. So you can take a piece of grassland if it has the right soil, if it has the right pH, has the right rockiness to it, the right sandiness to it. So the terroir has to be perfect for this. But that's the way they grow truffles now. You inoculate your trees with your truffle species of choice, and then you plant it out into an area, and it may have had a forested area, and there may be mycelium from what was there before, or spores of other fungi from what was there before. But if your seedling has already been inoculated with your species of choice, when you plant it out there, it's going to have competitive advantage over anything else that's going to try and get on it. There may be other species that will get on it, but it'll have a competitive advantage. And now they've got it figured out with truffleries for sure, to where as long as you have the right soil conditions, you can outplant seedlings of particular species of trees that have been inoculated with your truffle of choice in there, and within 3 to 5 years, you're going to be growing truffles, which is wonderful as far as I'm concerned, because they figured that out quite a few years ago. And in Australia and Tasmania, they have some really wonderful truffle orchards there. And the time of year when the truffles are producing is the opposite time of year than we have here. So you can now buy fresh black Paraguay truffles all year long. We never, 30, 40 years ago, we never had that. You had to wait for the fall, and then you had to get them from Europe, where they were often wild collected. Then they figured out how to do it in Europe, and then they had some, artificial truffleries in Europe, but it was only in the fall when you can get your fresh black truffles. But now, like I say, because of the truffles in the southern hemisphere, and particularly Australia and Tasmania, you can buy your fresh Paraguay truffles all year long. You're still paying a big price, and it's a big carbon footprint to get them here, but you can get them.
Would you say, I mean, hearing that, I'm thinking, would you say that every square inch of soil within a forest has mycelium in it?
Oh, undoubtedly. And not just mycelium. There have been a number of studies of that. You can go to a tropical forest, they'd take a teaspoon of soil And then just for the ones that would in the early studies, they would just plate it out and see what would grow. They could get as much as 100 different species of fungi growing out of a teaspoon of soil. And then they can go a few meters over and do a teaspoon of soil and do the same thing and get 100 species of fungi. And sometimes there was overlap, but very little overlap in the species diversity. Just give you an indication that the diversity is outrageous out there. So there are fungi everywhere, absolutely everywhere, inside of plants, inside the soil, inside of dead material, everywhere you can think of.
So outrageous diversity,
Yeah.
outrageous coverage.
Yep.
When a fruiting body sporulates, the spores go out. I'm thinking, all right, everything's already covered. There's already crazy diversity. Is it just, is it like nature saying, all right, one of these trillion spores is going to find the exact right spot to flourish?
Pretty much. Of those trillions of spores, very few of them are actually will germinate and grow into mycelium and be competitive. Many of them may germinate, but they might not find the resource, or they may be outcompeted by another individual or another species. Yeah. Yeah. You're breathing in right now, Diego, you're breathing in hundreds of thousands of spores. Thankfully, our immune system is good enough to where they're not germinating in your lungs and growing throughout your body. And then you have the Last of Us syndrome.
Right. Hey there. Want to spend less time pulling weeds? Check out Soil Shield by Modern Grower. It's the pre-cut landscape fabric solution to help you drastically reduce weed pressure. Just roll it out, staple it down, and plant. Then let it do the work for you. Say goodbye to endless weeding and hello to more free time. Plus, it's high quality, durable, and will last for years, saving you time and money in the long run. It's available in a variety of row and hole spacings to accommodate all the crops that vegetable farmers grow. Learn more about Soil Shield landscape fabric at shop.moderngrower.co or using the link below.